Welcome back to day 19 of learning Python. In this video, we are going to learn about strings. Strings are really very important concept in Python, so we are going to cover them in great detail, which is why we have entire section dedicated to strings. We already know that what strings are, but it would be great to explore in great detail because strings is something that you will keep on entering throughout your Python and even the programming career. So let's start by writing our first string in our program. Let me create a file strings.py. If we name something in the double quotes, it's going to be strings. So Jack is a string now, which is inside the double quotes. If I try to print this one, we know that it will print Jack, which is a string. But do you know that I can create a string using single quote? Let me try. Jack and John, maybe. Let me print this one also. Jack and John is printed. So single quote also will convert a string. Can we try triple quotes? Let's try. Let's try name 2 baby. Let's try the single quotes. Jack, John, maybe Rose. Let's try to print. Let's see what happens. Jack, John, and Rose also printed. But now you have one question. You might argue that triple quotes was for comments, right? Why is it for strings? Okay. So the thing is, when you write triple quotes and you write something inside of it, it create a string. And since it is a valid Python code, it remains there as a comment to avoid the confusion. You can remember this as something like triple quotes is used for multi-line comments. You can remember this something like triple quotes used for multi-line strings, and triple quote is also used for comments in Python. For now, remember it like this. As we move forward to these videos, going to understand everything very nicely and easily. So these are the three ways to write the Python string. You can even use the double quotes, single quotes, and triple single quote. But with the triple quotes, you can create a multi-line string. So if you are trying to create a multi-line string using single quote, you cannot do that. Let me show it to you. I tried to use the multi-line string like maybe John is if I try to print this one, it will not print. Okay. But with the triple single quotes, I can do that. You can see here Rose is on the ship waiting for Jack. Let me try to print. You can see that Rose is on ship waiting for Jack. You can see that space I gave also, the lines also you can see here. So we can use triple single quote for the multi-line strings. So you might argue like why can't we always use like triple quote in a string? Well, you can do that always, but again, it's very convenient when you want to make sure that your string is a single line string and it's not a multi-line string. So sometimes you might have new line character in your code by accident, and you want to make sure that you are using the single quotes, because let's say I'm writing and by accidentally I enter here. If it is a single quote, it will print, and it will print, but I don't want to print in that way. It will print John is a bad person and person will be in next line, but I didn't want it that. If I use the single quote, it will throw an error and we'll get to know. I hope you are able to understand. This is about single quote, double quote, and triple quoted strings. Let's talk about indexing in Python. I will create so string can be indexed. I will quickly type Jack print in square bracket. I will mention 0. What is 0 means? 0 means the first character. So count in programming, counting start from 0. This might sound very strange for the people who are new to programming, but let me tell you that counting in programming starts with 0. 0 means the first character, 1 means the second character, 2 means the third character, and so on. So if I write 0 here, it should print J. As you can see, J is printed. So if I try to print 1, 2, 3, I can see that Jack is printed, JACK is printed one by one. Let's see what happens if we try to print fourth character, fourth index. I can say print M4. What will happen? You can say that there are 4 characters, then it will print K. There will be one thought like that, right? No, actually. Let's see what happens. Yes, you can see that there is an error, string index out of range. That means the whatever the fourth index, there is no fourth index in Jack string. So it's giving error. The number is out of range. The index is out of range. This is what we call as index error in Python. So we learned about strings and we learned about positive indexes. Now let's type something like minus indexes. Let's see. Before that, I will, to understand better, I will just mention whatever string here is. J will be 0 and A will be 1, C will be 2 and K will be 3. And for the minus indices, the minus indices will be, it will start from -1 from the end, and -2 and -3 and -4. Let me align this so that it will be easy to understand. And what I will do is I will try to print the minus ones. I will just comment out this one. Let me start from maybe -1, then -2, then -3, then -4. We don't want this one. Let's try to print KCAJ. The string is printed in reverse order. So if I take example of -3, what you can do is, there is a easy way actually. The length of the string is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 4 minus 3, how much? The length of the string is 4. Then here -3 from the value, it will be equal to 1. And the 1 indexes number is A. And same thing is printed here. That is one easier method. So if you know basic maths, you can simply do something like minus 3 plus 4, then that will be 1. Always add the length of the string and then you can convert it to the name one. Okay, you can try this with any index. You will get hang of it. I hope that you are able to understand. It will be very difficult for you to manipulate negative indices in your head, so it's always a good idea to convert negative indices to a positive indices. And you can always do that by subtracting the number of negative indices. For example, the integer of negative indices is 3 and I will subtract from 4, it will give 1. This is how I can convert negative indices into the positive indices, and it is really very straightforward. In time you will get hang of it, so it's depend on you. And lot of the programmers, they have always reported that they are comfortable with positive indices instead of negative indices. So you know how all this works. I hope you are enjoying the videos. This is how string work in Python. There are lot to cover in strings in Python because this is really important topic. See you in next video. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos.